Well, the screenplay is just extraordinary, and you read it and you realize that this Charles Portis novel is such a classic that you understand immediately why the Coen brothers wanted to make a faithful adaptation of it. The dialogue is so beautiful and so rhythmic. It's like an American Shakespeare. It has this sort of iambic pentameter musicality and rhythm to it that is just beautiful and so authentic to the period that you escape into the story immediately. I had never seen the 1969 version, the John Wayne film, so really what I had to go on was the screenplay, and I assumed that it was the Coen brothers' interpretation until I read the novel and realized that it was a faithful beat-for-beat adaptation. And but the Coens originally didn't see me in the role, and so I wanted to work with them so desperately that I created a character based on their descriptions in the script and put it on tape and sent it in, and they offered me the role that way. Well, Lucky Ned, he's a nemesis of Rooster Cogburns. They've had a history where the last time their paths crossed, Rooster shot Ned in the face and busted up his teeth, and his face is all ripped up from the gunfight. And I was teasing Jeff that Rooster was probably aiming for Ned's heart. He's such a bad shot that he shot him in the face. And so I put the character together based on that sort of first foundation of just how he would talk, and I assumed that his jaw had been broken when he was shot, and it sort of just informed the sound that I was using. When I was offered the role, I got together with this extraordinary Oscar award-winning makeup artist of the Coen brothers by the name of Christian Tinsley, and we started to design what that look would be like if you had been shot in the face. And so he put together these amazing mangled, busted teeth, and they're all yellow and disgusting and fantastic. And then he did a cast of my face, and we created this scar that kind of comes up out of his lip, and his mustache somewhat sort of hides, and then we built this beautiful sort of partially prosthetic mustache, sort of Custer-like. I had my own goatee, and then the mustache was laid in by hand around my scar every day. It was just so much fun. And to work with a mask like that as a character actor is just the greatest, because you can just completely escape and lose yourself. I met with Mary Zophres, also an amazing member of the Coens team. She's just this incredible costume designer. And she had some specific things based on the novel, which described Ned's woolly chaps. And these were such a unique item, because, we really hadn't seen that in Westerns, I think, since maybe Tom Mix. And so they needed to be very specific. They needed to look lived in and well-worn, and then what was really cool about that session was then she said, what is your vision of the character, and what type of hat and, guns and belts and jackets and things that do you sort of see Ned wearing? And so you go into this room, and there's 100 hats, and there's 100 jackets, and 100 boots, and belts and scarves, and it's just like playing dress up as a kid. The prop master came in, Keith Walters, and we designed the pistol, which was a lot of fun, because these men lived and died by the gun, and so they would be very particular to them. So I wanted black ebony handles, and Keith Walters decided that he would emblazon that black handle with a ivory shamrock for Lucky Ned. And these are little textures that the film will never see, the audience may never truly appreciate, but for me as an actor, and for all of the other technicians on this film, it's so much fun for us to create and design these characters, and it really gives you the skin of the character to lose yourself in. even though I was only there for a few weeks and 15 minutes on screen, it was an extraordinary journey for me. I get all giddy just talking about it.